This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live today, as always, downtown Las Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Love Wednesdays. Love how we start this hour every single week as the great Sal Paolantonio joins the program. He's on the progressive guest line. We call it Wednesdays with Vito's son. Sal Pal, good to talk to you. How you been?
Oh, listen, you guys, everybody knows that I'm on with Mitch and Pauly. Follow the Money on Wednesdays. I hear from all over the place. Oh, man, I tell you, it's amazing. Amazing. Wherever I go, everybody wants to know what I'm going to be saying on VSiN at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays on the East Coast. They love listening to it, and it's great. I love it.
It's the best. It's a highlight of our week. So we're going to get into issues with the champs, the team, the great city that you live in Philadelphia, obviously in the Eagles now, as they drop to 4-2. But let's begin with parity in the league. We ran this down in the first hour of the program. Only one team is 1-5 against the spread. Every other team is between 2-4 and 4-2 ATS. And you have to go back 15 years to find the last season in the league where the short shot on the board to win the Super Bowl was plus 650. It's been much lower than that every single year since then. Do you like this much parity in the NFL?
I do. I do like this much parity. And the parity has many fathers, right? The number one thing is you had the largest number of free agents change teams in the offseason in NFL history. So dynamic rosters, lots of changes specifically at the quarterback position. Just look at the renaissance in Indianapolis with Daniel Jones. That's a very good example of what's going on. Look at the renaissance in the coaching ranks. Mike Vrabel comes to New England, quickly rights that ship, takes Drake May, who looked like he was okay, and now they've won 3 in a row. So a lot of dynamic changes at the top, at the head coaching spot, and at the quarterback spot. And that means that you have teams that last year struggled getting right to the top and being part of the equation quickly. And on the flip side of that, you lose a Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. You lose a Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Cleveland can't figure out who their quarterback is. Aaron Rodgers is on a 1-year rental. So, you just look at that division and the upheaval across the National Football League due to the free agency, specifically at quarterback, due to injuries at quarterback and changes at head coaching position. And you can see why we're in the predicament we are. I mean, all you got to do is look at the point differential. That's a really big indicator. Pats are plus 30 in first place in their division. Bills are plus 30. Steelers are the only team in the plus column in the AFC North, and they're plus 12. Los Angeles Chargers lead the AFC West at plus 2. Philadelphia Eagles lead the NFC East at minus 1 point differential. Upheaval, one-score league, and it's pretty clear why.
Yep, excellent. So your website had an interesting article about expect a record number of trades at the deadline. With so many teams in this and with parity and think they have a chance, do you expect a lot of movement at the deadline early November?
I do, and it's good for the league. It's absolutely good for the league. It's like baseball now, where teams are moving top players. teams are maybe, they're in a dump mode or they're in an addition mode. Are they buying or are they selling? And you got to look at certain teams in which direction they're going in, like the Jets. I mean, the Jets should be in the market really to figure out how they're getting the first pick. I'm not saying that they're tanking for the rest of the year. Absolutely not. But they have to have an eye on the fact that, hey, if they have a shot to have the first pick and fix their quarterback situation for a generation, so what do? You sell off some assets to get some draft picks so that you can maneuver around the board. They've got some pass rushers. Teams like the Eagles need a pass rusher. The Dolphins are in the same spot. They got some pass rushers. Everybody needs pass rushers. And they go to a team that's got picks, and then you can accumulate picks by giving up some of these great players. So, yeah, I think it's good for the league. Absolutely. Any kind of intrigue like this that propels the interest in the league, I think, is good.
Will you dare say a bad word about your Eagles? How concerned are you now after getting blasted at New York?
I think I'm very concerned. I am. I think I'm very concerned about the energy of the team. Zach Bond, the Pro Bowl linebacker, said it best, guys, after they lost to the Giants. They were flat coming out, and they remained flat for the rest of the game. Now, that can't happen. You have too many guys making too much money. You're on a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
You got to find your emotional core. And they don't have any kind of emotional core. And that's what propelled them through the bad times in the last couple of years. You guys had coaches and players stepping up and finding that, button to push. I don't see that right now on this team, and that troubles me.
That sounds to me like something a team is not going to be able to fix long-term through, in one regular season anyway. This has shades of the season 2 years ago,
right,
when they started 10-1, but we felt they were a little fugazi with how they won those games, and eventually they fizzled out in there in the playoffs. Would you agree with that?
No, I would not. And people ask me that question all of the time. Is this the 2023 Eagles? It's not. It can't be. This is a team that won a Super Bowl, not lost it. So there's a sense of, okay, in that locker room, in that building, we have the formula to fix it. We know how to fix it. We just won a Super Bowl. And two, I think the maturation of Jalen Hurts pre-snap and post-snap is very evident on the field. He needs to be put in a better place by Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni and Jeff Stoutland, the run game coordinator and offensive line coach. Player meetings, guys, are good. I'm all for player meetings. We should all be talking all the time about our problems in life. That's why the huddle was created. The NFL, hey, listen, the huddle was created by Amos Alonzo Stagg in the 1880s. They said, we're going to huddle up and we're going to decide what to do when we get to the line of scrimmage. It's the only sport where you huddle as part of the game. If you huddle at the mound, the umpire comes out and tries to break it up. There's no huddling in hockey or tennis or golf. I mean, you huddle up in football for a reason. It's you against the world, and it's good to have those conversations. But it's also very, very important for the coaches to get together and them to huddle up during the week. And I hope that the Eagles did that on this mini bye. And the three things that need to happen is, all right, what button are we going to push emotionally? Two, what's going to be our offensive identity? And they don't have to look very far. It's number 26. It's Saquon Barkley. Now, I know, okay, you have injuries on your offensive line. Guess what? 2 backs on the field, 2 tight ends. Load up. Whatever you got to do. Swing him out. Reverses. Change the aspect of what you do offensively in the run game. Design some creativity away from your weaknesses. Happens all the time.
There's a lot of people ticked off, and Lay Johnson had comments, too, about where's the play action. Where are you this week?
Yeah, where is the play action?
Yeah.
So I'm actually doing some Veterans Day stuff this week for our Veterans Day special. As you know, I do that every year around this time. And I've been doing a lot with Navy football this week and last week. So look for that on Veterans Day. We're doing a special piece on Navy football, and they are undefeated, and they had a great game in Temple last week. But getting back to what Lane Johnson said.
Yeah.
When the Eagles line up under center, Jalen Hurts under center, they run the ball 81% of the time. That's predictability. 81%. Come on, guys. That's crazy.
No, and that, again, right, that's on the OC? Yeah?
Yeah. But,
right.
you know, all right, you can go to Minnesota and beat Carson Wentz. You have a revenge game against the Giants. Then you have a bye week. The big games coming up, really, whether you're going to decide whether the Eagles are going back to the NFC Championship game or not, are at Green Bay, Detroit, at Dallas, Chicago. November. Their November is going to decide their season.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Are you buying the Giants at all?
I am. I like the Giants. I do. There's certain things about Jackson Dart that you can't coach. You wouldn't try to coach.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to get in and out of bad situations. He's faster on the field than anybody anticipated. I don't think even the coaching staff. His release is quick. They got to do a better job protecting him. I do like the Giants quite a bit. But the NFC's wide open now. With Detroit losing like they did, with the LA Rams hanging on and Puka Nacua injured, with San Francisco with their injuries, the NFC, man, is wide open. And if the Cowboys could buy themselves a defense somewhere, somehow, the Cowboys could be a problem.
I don't disagree.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Not
I know
bad.
Dak's having a great year. They score a zillion points every game, but the defense has been a sieve. Sal, pal, you're the best. We look forward to this conversation every single week, and it lives up to the hype on a weekly basis. Thank you. Enjoy the week.
You guys are the best. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on your show. I really do.
You're the best.
Very
Hall of
cool to
Famer.
hear that, yeah.
This is real. You know, Jerry Jones made comments. We're going after it, too. The 49ers are going after Hendrickson. The Bengals can say all they want, but everyone's got a price.
They do.
Hendrickson, Chubb, there's a ton of guys out there. Who gets Breece Hall? There's going to be movement.
Yep. A lot of teams should be in the mix for those players.
I know.
Up next, we'll run down the best and worst teams, ATS, NFL, college football. Find out which team has gone over in every game so far this year, doing so on average by 24 points per game.
Did you know your credit card points and miles can lose value to inflation? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Now imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini credit card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos instantly with no annual fee. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight to your account. Plus, sign up now for a $200 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Visit Gemini.com/card today. Check out the link in the description for more information on rates and fees. Again, if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin but don't know where to start, the Gemini credit card makes it easy.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
To rehash our conversation there with Sal Paolantonio, he's not concerned. And he basically gave me the Matumbo. Get that crap out of here. I hear it all the time, the comparisons to the 2023 team. I think it's a fair comparison. 6 games in, outgained every single one of them.
Do they trade A.J. Brown? When does the offense get back on track? And there appears to be issues in the locker room. All these meetings and still can't get on the same page. And there's something going on there between Hurts and Brown.
Yeah, he is right, though. They have to get Barkley started.
Yep.
But if they can't, again, watch the games. They are so vanilla on offense, nothing scares you.
Yeah, that was strong, the 81%.
Yeah, sure.
Under center.
You know what they're going to do.
Shotgun, rather, yes.
All right, here you go. Our weekly look at the best and worst teams in the NFL and college football ATS, and with totals. You can get this data when you go to vsin.com, snoop around. The best teams in the NFL, Pauly, against the spread. All of the following teams are 4-2. The Seahawks, Buccaneers, Rams, Patriots, Colts, Jags, Lions, and Panthers. The Colts are covering on average by 9.9 points per game. The Seahawks covering by a touchdown. The worst teams in the NFL ATS. Again, here's your one club at 1-5 against the spread, and it is Baltimore. And the Ravens are missing the cover on average by 10 points per week. Every other team I'm about to rattle off, 2-4 ATS. The Bengals, the Titans, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Saints. Again, we talk about that all the time. The point spread is the great equalizer. There's not a good team on that list. All of those teams that you're looking at, or you just heard me rattle off, they're all terrible football teams, catching points every week, and they can't cover. It's a bad sign. The best teams in the NFL to the over. How about the Ravens? 5-1. That bad defense.
Mm-hmm.
The only game not to go over was last week against the Rams. And Ravens games are going over by an average of 8+ points per week. The Dolphins are also 5-1.
Tua apologized today.
That's after McDaniel said that wasn't the appropriate time to do that, pal.
Yep. I know a lot of people who love the Browns coming up Sunday.
Oh, you do?
Yep, because there's a situation with Miami. And then, how about this? The following Thursday, Ravens play the Dolphins. That's week 9. So hopefully that should be a high-scoring game.
Well,
and this Miami defense, oh, boy.
Oh, they're so bad. I mean, I already looked at Junkins' prop for this week, 78.5. Just bam, here you go.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to stop anybody.
Yeah.
Dallas 4-2 to the over, on average going over by 14 points per week. I can't believe they're 4-2. Feels like they're 6-0.
I know.
To the over.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa going over on average by 7.9 points per game. They're also 4-2. The Jets, Carolina, the Bengals, the Niners, they're all 4-2. There's one team, it's only played 5 games, Minnesota. The Vikings are 4-1 to the over. And they get the Eagles this weekend off the bye. The best teams to the under in the NFL, Denver's 5-1. I can't get that game on Sunday out of my head when we were live on the air. That's one of the worst games I've seen in years. How bad it was.
Yep, very interested in the game Sunday because you got a Denver team coming off the London performance, but the travel, and the Giants have the extended rest with the Thursday night. But that was poorly coached. Knicks was awful, and they killed themselves with the penalties.
Yeah. Houston, now off a bye, 4-1 to the under as well. They get Seattle on Monday night. I think that's a great game.
Yeah.
Atlanta's 4-1. That's sneaky good. 4-1 under there.
Didn't know that.
The rest of the teams are 4-2 to the under. The Browns, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Giants. Now we go to college football. And a couple of teams are undefeated against the spread. Memphis and Texas Tech are each 6-0. Each team covering by more than 10 points per game. The number this week on Texas Tech has come down. Reports yesterday saying that Sam Leavitt was out there practicing for ASU, but in a walking boot. That's odd.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that number came down pretty significantly. But Memphis, nobody's talking. I think that's the team that I picked to get the Group of 5 playoff bid this year.
Yeah.
Got a great path. Ohio State's 5-0-1. They have a push. Depends on where you grade it.
Memphis can lose a game, too.
You think?
I believe, yes.
They got some tough ones coming up.
All those teams play each other out of the American. Yep.
San Diego State's 5-1, going over by 16 points per game. Western Michigan 6-1, they're going over by 11.5 points per game. Virginia and Temple also 5-1 to the over. No, that was best college teams. I'm sorry. Worst college teams ATS. One team is winless. Penn State. Bye-bye, James Franklin. I saw a great tweet before the show started talking about if Matt Rule, who was like the short shot to get the Penn State job, if he would do at Nebraska what James Franklin did at Penn State, Matt Rule would be a hero. If he goes to Penn State and does what James Franklin did, he'll get fired.
Uh-huh.
And somebody else said, what if Matt Rule goes to Penn State and then Nebraska hires James Franklin? Which...
Yeah. Be wild.
I could see it.
Sure. Can he go 10-2 every year?
At Nebraska?
At Penn State.
Well, could Rule? I don't know.
I don't know if Rule could do that. But
and what if Franklin would go to Nebraska and then they're 10-2? They would love to hire.
Yeah.
Vatek, Oregon State, 6-1.
Wow.
Well, 1-6. I'm
there
sorry.
There you go. All three of them fired their coaches.
Yeah, right.
Man.
UMass, worst team in the country, 1-5. Okie State's 1-5. These teams are missing the cover on average by more than 10 points per game, by the way. Georgia State, Sam Houston, they play tonight. SMU and Baylor are all 1-5 against the spread. Best teams of the over. Here's the team I was talking about before the break. Air Force 6-0, Pauly, going over on average by 23.9 points per game. I have bet
wild.
I think
Come on.
2 of their games over.
Yeah.
6-0 on average, getting there by more than 3 touchdowns.
The Hawaii game and the UNLV game.
Right.
It's something, man. 1,200 yards of offense last week.
By the way, sneaky good here too. Tennessee 5-1, going over on average by 17 points per game. Their defense is ridiculously bad. FSU, Rutgers, UAB, Nebraska, Duke, Georgia Southern, Missouri, Navy, all 5-1 to the over as well. And your best college teams to the under, Oklahoma 6-0, staying under by 11 points per game.
Wow.
James Madison 6-0 to the under, staying under by 10.9 points per game. LSU is 5-1 to the under, and their games are staying under so far by 14 points per game. Northern Illinois, same category, but they played that 6-3 game against San Diego State. So they're staying under by 13 points per game. East Carolina's 5-1 to the under. Auburn's 5-1 under. We didn't even talk about that. What happened before the half? In the first half of the game?
Yeah.
When Kirby is telling the referees he's doing whatever he can to get the timeout, they give it to him. No, hold on a second here. I was clapping. I was celebrating. You can't BS a BSer there, Kirby.
No.
Tulsa, Kennesaw State, Louisiana Tech, Missouri State, SMU are all 5-1 to the under as well.
Can't wait.
There
Fun
you have
time
it.
of year. We'll add the hockey soon. Great job, everyone, doing the first periods as well. Biggest line moves here at Circa. How about a 9-point move on a total?
Yeah.
Georgia State, Georgia Southern open 51.5 up to 60. Troy and Louisiana Monroe open 40.5 up to 45.5. Nebraska opened 4, got up to 9. Now 8 against Minnesota. Missouri was the dog. Now they're favored, plus 2.5 to minus 1.5 against Auburn. Northern Illinois, 45.5 down to 41.
Well, it speaks to what we just said.
They've
been so good at playing in these low-scoring games.
Temple over against Charlotte, 43.5 up to 47. An Army from 13 down to 9. Some of your big line moves so far. There was one more, too, from a total standpoint. Kent State, Toledo. Open 55.5 down to 51 now with the total.
I know later on in the show when we give out our best bets today in pocket, you're going to have at least one bet for an NBA season long.
Yep, got another one.
Yeah.
Not a great quote from an owner, but still I got some good numbers on a player who always misses time. I think it's tied into it.
So the first bet that I made after the Summer League was on the Charlotte Hornets over 24.5 wins and also 14-1 to make the playoffs. There's a team out west I think can be super under the radar dangerous this year. Portland. I like their roster. I think Shaden Sharp is in for a hell of a season after they traded Anthony Simons.
You saying possible play-in?
Kevin Pelton's numbers on ESPN.com had them making a huge playoff run. I'm talking about 40-plus wins, plus 260.
He had a lot of numbers that he surprised himself about. Wow, like Golden State and some of these, what they're projected to win. And then everyone is down on Sacramento, and they just picked up Westbrook.
Can you believe that?
That roster is a disaster.
Oh, it's awful.
So it starts Tuesday. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber. Doubleheader to start the season. $9.99 your first month. Get your copy of the NBA betting guide. Previews and power ratings on all 30 teams. Best bets and futures from the VSiN experts. Player props, live betting strategies. Reserve your copy of the NBA betting guide. Get a full month of VSiN Pro, just $9.99. VSiN.com/subscribe. They did a phenomenal job. Get it now. Season starts Tuesday.
Mike Palm on the program coming up next. He has the Brewers at 35-1 to win the NL from the summertime. Did he do anything to monetize his ticket? We'll ask him next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. We're live in downtown Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Love Wednesdays. Earlier, we missed, we had on Sal Paolantonio. If you missed it, you can always go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast. Sal brings it every single week, as our next guest does as well. The maestro, Mike Palm, VP of this great property here in downtown Vegas, joins the program. How are you today?
What did Sal Pal say? What's going on in
He
Philadelphia?
said, no panic in Philadelphia. I compared it to the 2023 team, and he said, get out of here with that crap.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
They got their title, they got paid, and this is what you get.
Well, that shouldn't happen, though. I know.
Well.
It's maybe A.J. Brown's the problem, and that's they work out a trade. But this will be a big test Sunday because you got humiliated on national TV, and now
Steve
you're taking.
Makinen's got the line Vikings minus 11.5 according to the Bill 80 newsletter. Makinen's real number is Vikings minus 11.5.
Yeah, probably a typo. Meant 1.5.
No. It's the biggest difference of the week deal. It's the headline of the Bill D.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I missed that. Came out today in the VSiN Daily.
Yeah. In the newsletter.
I overlooked that on
Get it in the newsletter.
I read it every day. I must have overlooked that part of it. In fact, we gave a shout out to Bill for the mailbag that he put in it the other day.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay.
By the way, who's going to start for the Vikings?
Good question. It might be McCarthy now.
My sources tell me. My source tells me if Wentz is able to go, it's Wentz. There's nothing wrong with McCarthy.
That I believe.
O'Connell went to Jefferson. He said, who do the guys want? They want Wentz.
Okay.
McCarthy's not ready. They want a chance to win with Wentz. If Wentz, and he's got a bad shoulder, but if Wentz can go, it'll be Wentz. Anyhow, take that for what
you know what they should have done? They should have traded for Joe Flacco. I think the Vikings would be better with him than anything that they got going right now.
Oh, I don't know. Don't let that LaFleur defense convince you that Flacco can he can't move at all.
Watch him tomorrow.
11-minute.
Watch him tomorrow.
Would people consider the Steelers in a survivor format?
No.
No.
Steelers lose tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
You're confident of that?
Yeah.
And they got the Bengals coming up in a few weeks at home, by the way.
Yeah.
Bengals defense is pretty good.
Were you down on the LaFleur defense?
They played that game so passively.
I know. They
So
sat on
passive.
that.
I hated that game.
I just hated
could
his
not
game. I can't stand the way they played that game with no urgency at all.
None.
Huh?
None. It killed me. Like, guys, you're off the bye. You had 2 piss-poor performances before going to the bye. Now you're getting maybe the worst team in football, and this is how you're going to treat it?
Don't upgrade the Bengals off that game is all I'm saying. Is Flacco better than Brown? Well, yeah, he's not going to throw 3 interceptions every game, but it's still not viable. If he was viable, he'd still be in Cleveland.
They didn't have much to work with, though. He had great comments, though.
Gabriel? They had to let Gabriel play?
Yeah.
When are we going to see Shador?
Good question.
The problem is you can't put the genie back in the bottle once you get Shador.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal.
Or Watson.
Here's the deal. Gabriel's going to look just fine this weekend.
Yeah.
Just fine. The entire Browns outfit is going to look just fine. They get the Dolphins. They will have, 350 yards of offense in this game. Junkin's rushing prop opened 78.5.
What is it now, Mitch?
That's the last that I looked. I wanted to bet it. I thought it was going to be, I was hoping for like 65. I'll sneak one in there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. They're like, it's the Dolphins, Mitch. I don't think so.
Fannin might have 10 catches, too.
Will the Browns
another
be
one.
used in a survivor? You think so?
No comment.
Okay. Oh, okay. No comment.
It's a tricky week. What do you think?
It's very tricky. I would look at the Rams.
Without Puka?
Jacksonville is awful. They really are awful.
Oh,
How
come
did Kansas City blow a 14-point lead?
The pick
today?
6 got him.
Did you watch the game? I watched the entire game against Seattle. They're awful.
Yeah, they were not good.
They're not good at all.
No, and somebody.
What did they think that Njigba's a possession receiver? I mean, they just kept letting him beat him over the top.
Yeah, he'll never beat us. He's too small.
Not that guy.
It's a fluky start to the season for JSN. Guys,
None of those Buckeye receivers are any good.
No, they're terrible.
Yeah.
And we drafted Travis Hunter. He'll take care of him, right?
Yeah. I was very disappointed in the Jacksonville performance on Sunday.
Okay, so then if you're disappointed in them, are you telling me that you're not that high in Seattle?
Well, Seattle's legit, but we had the guy come in and make all the max bets on Seattle. Everybody and on my panel, they loved Seattle. The Seattle, that game we saw between Baker and Darnold 2 weeks ago, that might be an NFC Championship game preview.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. No. Seattle can win that division. Tampa could get a 1 seed. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Yeah.
Are you scared of anyone?
I hope so.
You can't be scared of anyone. Look at Detroit on Sunday night.
I asked Derek yesterday, when's this business of using 21 teams going to end? I mean, because you went off on it last week. So silly, right?
So nonsense.
Is it going to continue?
Come on.
Every week, all these teams are
some
selected.
legitimate, but I don't know. Are people just using that many double options, and that's why we're seeing 21? There's still 4,500 people in it.
I know.
It's way too early for the double
way
option
too
stuff.
early.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. But this is a tough week, as you said, because I can't use Kansas City in Circa Survivor because they play on Thanksgiving and they play on Christmas. So then it's like, I know you don't trust the Bears. I know you're not going to say because they'll
I
only
have to hold my nose to play the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but the Saints are feisty.
Sure.
They're feisty. The defense is not great, but they're feisty. Let's not forget that Washington handed that game to the Bears on Monday night.
They did.
They made the last drive and they were able to get the points, but Washington gave them that game.
Well, they got a good rushing attack, though, finally, too. But I agreed with the silly turnovers.
Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of options, though. If I'm
It's a very tough week.
I know.
It's a really tough week.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. The Patriots are playing at the Titans. So there are a lot of pros here for the Patriots, obviously. First, Tennessee's the worst team in football. Second, it's a revenge game for Mike Vrabel and his former team. And the Patriots are playing pretty good ball. Now, how much does this being their third straight road game and the fact that New England has other games down the road that you can absolutely use them in offset the positives here?
What factor do you put in Callahan firing?
Yeah, there you go again. Yeah, that's a pro a little bit for the Titans. You get the
Is
bump.
it?
You get the bump.
I don't
maybe.
know in football if the dead coach bounced the way that you get it in, like, say, hockey. The way it could be. I mean, if Oklahoma State covered the week after they fired Gundy, right?
Mike asked UCLA. Look at that.
Well, that's just the whole team has changed. They went from never having the lead of any 1 second in a game to now looks like they're going to put up 50 points a game. And look at them. They're going to cause some problems down the stretch here. Do you want to play UCLA now? I don't.
Yeah, there you go. There's your bump.
They're actually fun to watch.
They are.
Where'd that come from?
But maybe you and LV can hold this in their hat now. They beat UCLA. Didn't mean anything earlier when we get into this group of 5 discussion, although they have a tough game this week, obviously, going to Boise.
Yeah.
The Millions is also doesn't get enough attention and much love, but you're going to be hearing a lot about, especially a Private Plane Wayne is still the leader. But you got Private Plane Wayne as your leader, and then Tammy Evans, Follow the Money listener, great gal, is in the mix for the booby. So it goes back to the old question: is it easier to pick winners or losers?
Well,
if Tammy can keep this up and keep going
it's the
1
same
and 4,
thing. It's all
week.
about when do you make the decision, right? There's some hosts here who should make that decision to go on the opposite side. But once you decide you're going, it's just as hard to pick a loser, isn't it? You're picking the same side.
She is. Yeah, Evans unit. Sitting there, right there with the booby.
Tied.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
There's
Tammy
a 4-way
Evans.
tie right now.
Yeah. God, that's tough. If you can pull that off and just keep it going. But how you just take maybe some bad numbers or just go with these teams, how you can keep trying to put up a 1 and 4 or a Private Plane Wayne with the 4 and 1 every week.
He's amazing.
He is.
The pressure will get to him.
Yeah, okay.
I like the idea that Derek had a couple of weeks ago. Take 2 entries next year and do the exact opposite. Because if you get hot like Private Plane Wayne, 24-6, you go the other way in the other entry. He's then 6-24, and he's tied for the lead in the booby.
Yeah.
Or Tammy, same thing.
Yeah, with Tammy, yes.
Yeah. Or you're 16-14 and 14.
That could absolutely happen, of course, no doubt. But this is the extreme example.
Yeah.
You bet the Milwaukee Brewers 35-1 to win the National League many months ago in the summertime.
June 3rd.
Oh my
Wow.
God! Did you do anything to monetize that ticket before this series?
I did. And I put myself in a spot to get middled, but I refused to lay $2 with the Dodgers. So I laid the Dodgers minus the game and a half, minus 118. Because I figured if I lose that bet and it gets to a Game 7, if they get to a Game 7, the Brewers are not going to be a $2 dog at home in Game 7 because they will have proved they could play 6 games 3-3, and at the most parts. But I wasn't going to bet, so this is at 500 to win, to win 17-5. I wasn't going to go and bet 9,000 on the Dodgers to win 45. I just was not going to do that and give away half of it. So, I bet a little more than 4 to win 4 at minus the game and a half, which looks like the better side than the Brewers won in this.
Yeah.
What did you talk to Mike Sanderson, who had him in the blackjack tournament at a big price?
I have not.
I didn't know.
I have not. Or how about Dave Ross, who had Toronto? Dave
forgot about that.
23-1. Dave Ross. He's on the opposite. He had Toronto on this side, and Sanderson had the Brewers on the both 23-1.
Ross in a great position, though. He was.
He was.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, man. As the official horse racing partner of VSiN, First Bet, built for bettors who demand more. First Bet isn't about just placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all levels with handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights to help make you smarter bets. Their in-app tools give you a win place and show probabilities for each runner. You can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI and take advantage of their great special, limited time, $250 sign-up offer. To claim your bonus, promo code VSIN250 when you sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. Get your money. Go get it now. Promo code VSIN250.
I wonder if the Dodgers are close to a $2 favorite against Seattle. We'll kick that around coming up as we continue with Mike Palm, including the greatest double play you've ever seen. It was actually unconscionable base running. You cannot be serious is next here on VSIN.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
It's good to have you on board here on Follow the Money as we continue here Wednesdays with the maestro Mike Palm, and this is his baby. Time here for You Cannot Be Serious.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Everyone will remember where they were in the top of the fourth inning of Game 1 of the National League Championship Series in Milwaukee. Bases loaded, Max Muncy at the plate, off Quinn Priester, a drive deep to center field. 1 out. Sal Frelick goes back to the wall. Ball to glove. Ball to wall. Ball back to glove. And when the dust settled, no runs scored, and it was a double play, as if it had been a line drive to center field. Let's take a look at what happened here. Davey Roberts comes out and challenges the play. Frelick, after catching the deflection off the wall, throws it into shortstop Joey Ortiz, who throws it to home, where Contreras very sharply knows it's a force play. Why does he know this? Because the Milwaukee players looked at the third base umpire, Chad Fairchild, who has to run out there and make the call whether it's a catch or it's a live ball. He's either going to signal this or this. Great job by replays by TBS, too, to show from that angle. Fairchild did charge out there and did signal safe right away. Except none of the Dodgers runners were looking at this. Regardless of that, what is Teoscar Hernandez doing at third if not tagging on a ball to the on a ball to the warning track? He's not looking at it. He's going as soon as his third base coach yells when it's touched. Why did he go and then come back and then go and got thrown out? It's unforgivable base running by Hernandez. But let's not stop there. What's Will Smith doing? Will Smith, who is at second base, has to be halfway between second and third. He's got the closest view of Fairchild of anybody. What does he do? He runs back to second base thinking the ball is caught. Fairchild clearly signals that it wasn't. So it ends up being an 8-6-3, force at home, and then Contreras walks to third because Will Smith's still standing on second. Double play that ends the inning. Davey Roberts comes out and challenges. What is he challenging? That his third base coach should be fired? That he didn't have his team prepared? What a stupid challenge. What could he have looked at? It was not a catch. His runners didn't go. There's forced places anywhere. This was a big failure on behalf of the Dodgers. It's unfortunate that the Brewers could not take advantage of it at all, as they never threatened Snell. 8 innings pitched, 1 base hit. He picked the guy off immediately. Faced 24 batters, the minimum through 8. And although the Dodgers and Sasaki tried to blow it, they couldn't. Davey Roberts.
You cannot be serious!
Let's go to the plains of Jordan-Hare on Saturday evening for Georgia at Auburn. Of course, the controversial call right before half with Auburn leading 10-0. And at the goal line, Jackson Arnold dives on the push play. The ball comes out. Nobody makes a call on the field. They're running it back for 8 seconds before they blow the whistle. They review and find it inconclusive. Then you get 3 15-yard penalties down the field to give them a field goal. But what I want to focus on is Kirby Smart's timeout call. What was it, the timeout call? Georgia's leading 13-10 with 13 minutes to go in the game, and they're facing 3rd and 9 from the Auburn 23. The play clock is running down. Kirby Smart goes sprinting down the sidelines to the side judge, signaling like this, timeout. They give him a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. Kirby Smart then says, oh no, I wasn't signaling timeout. I was telling you that their corner was clapping, that there should have been a delay of game on Auburn. They go back and look at it. He wasn't clapping. He's doing this all the way down the sidelines. I mean, Sean McDonough went off on it. How can you say? And then he doubles down after the game and says, no, of course, I was just saying he was clapping. I was clapping. I wasn't making a timeout. And then on yesterday, he said, no, I haven't talked to the SEC office. I'm focused on Ole Miss. There's nothing to do with it. How can the officials be convinced when he says, I don't want timeout, that it wasn't a timeout? Does it have a factor? No, probably not, because they didn't use their last timeout. They ended up getting a clipping penalty and missing a field goal on the play. But how do you, after you call a timeout, I've never seen a coach in football call a timeout and then say, no, I didn't mean it. And then they reset the play clock and give them a full 25 to run the play. SEC officiating.
You cannot be serious.
And then, you have to put the Jets in here. I mean, the whole country's watching this debacle. Denver did everything they could to lose that game.
Yes.
The Jets did not want to win. The Jets refused to win. At the end of the game, you've got Nick Folk. It's a 62-yard field goal to take the lead. It never came into Aaron Glenn's mind to even try a field goal there. No, let's let Justin Fields, who holds the ball for 14 seconds and takes a sack, he'll be good on 4th and 8. That's our better play. Here's what I can't imagine. At the end of the half. At the end of the half, on your own 38-yard line, you decide to fake a punt so that you can get a first down in order to run out the clock. That's exactly what they did. Yep. They faked a punt. Denver knew they were going to fake the punt, right? They're screaming. The defense comes in. They run Breece Hall. They get the yard. Bad job on NFL Networks on the camera work, by the way. They never even really showed the spot because they're taking it from the punter's perspective. You never got a down-the-line shot. And then having to listen to Rich Eisen early in the morning. That's tough. You get a lot more people go to 6 a.m. Mass with Rich Eisen on the call on these games. This is brutal. A talk show's not bad, but as a play-by-play guy, it's brutal. Okay, so they get the first down. They use their second timeout. Then they run the ball. Then they go back to pass. They get sacked. They use their third timeout. Now they have 4th and 8. They throw a 7-yard pass to Josh Reynolds. So now they have the ball at the 47-yard line. Their own 47 with the clock running with 30 seconds left. I thought Peyton's going to call timeout and force them to make a decision, right? Are they going to go for it or punt? He lets the clock run down. He must have known Aaron Glenn. There's 2 choices here. Run a play with 9 seconds left, try to get 10 yards and kick a field goal. You take the chance Denver's going to kick a 65-yard field goal thing, or you throw a Hail Mary at the end of it. What can happen? It's a Hail Mary from the 50. Instead, he takes option F. Let's just let the clock run out and go to half. You risk giving Denver the ball on your 38-yard line with a minute to go in the half so that you could run out the clock? Aaron Glenn must go. Aaron Glenn!
You cannot be serious.
That's like no hyperbole there either, but tied into one. I agree with you. I think this guy is one of the worst coaches we've seen. And Callahan was god-awful in Tennessee. See you later. This guy has no clue what he's doing.
The explanation, yeah. I didn't want to give him the ball back. Faking a punt and then not even throwing a Hail Mary. And then what happened at the end of the game? You got a guy who's already made a 58-yarder.
Sure.
You got 40 yards of offense. What are you doing?
Get 2 more yards. Attempt that you can win the game.
Before that drive to end the half, they didn't have a first down. They had 6 points.
Right. Yeah.
To a turnover in the special teams play. They did not have a first down at that point.
If the timing had worked out here, to me, no doubt you have Tua in no hyperbole. And you cannot be serious, rather. What he did, he had to walk back his comments and he apologized for saying people were late to meetings and more accountability. I made a mistake. I've owned up to it. I've talked to the guys on the team. No matter the intent, when things get misconstrued or whoever the media wants to portray it. What are you talking about? You said it.
Right out of your mouth, pal.
Come on. Well, and right after he throws 3 interceptions.
Yes, he's coming from a position of power, having thrown 3 picks to start talking about guys being late to meetings, who, by the way, others have said he's been late to meetings as well. Think about the firing of Callahan. And think about the Arizona debacle. They were going to fire him after that game.
They were.
Certainly, but they won the game. They had to let him come and put up that steak bomb at Allegiant Stadium, whatever that was, against a terrible Raiders defense.
It makes the Arizona loss in Survivor that much more sickening for those who were on them.
You cannot lose a game any more unfathomable way than what happened there. Mm-hmm. You can't. It's impossible, other than Mario Cristobal not taking a kney when the clock's over.
Yeah, that's
right.
Bad.
You can't top that. But this is the second worst you'll ever see.
That I even understand. It was stupid. It was wrong.
Trying to get the kid 100 yards.
That I understand. Dropping the ball at the 1-yard line.
But the way they reacted to it. Paul, if they'd have run that 3rd and 1 and he got stuffed and they punted, there's no way Tennessee's coming back and winning.
I know, yeah.
But they went catatonic after the kid dropped the ball.
The run on
He's
3rd
punching,
and
they're
8.
screaming, they can't play defense. 80 yards in 3 plays.
I know.
That's incredible. I still can't believe Gannon ran at 3rd and 8. Like, what do you think?
And then said that's on Drew. When they asked him about it in the press conference, he said Drew makes the play calls. Petzig, the OC. Like he has nothing to do with the 4-minute offense and saying that.
Please, overrule him.
Give me a number on a potential World Series matchup, Dodgers-Seattle.
Well, I think it's north of 230.
Oh!
Because the Dodgers have home field.
They do.
I mean, you could say,
What if Seattle sweeps Toronto?
Okay,
Seattle's
got the. What Seattle pitcher are you going to say has got an advantage in any of the starting matches? Like maybe against Shohei if it's in Seattle in a game 4.
Wu against Ohtani?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Wu against Glasnow?
Snell against anybody's a mismatch.
Yeah, Yamamoto against...
Yamamoto. Glasnow's going to be favored. Remember, the market still thinks Glasnow is very good. How are you going to beat the Dodgers 4 times? I know that series was meaningless at the end, and the Dodgers were in full tank mode having clinched it, and they still went up there and swept Seattle at Seattle. I don't know if you draw anything from that. I think you have to bet Bieber over 14.5 outs tonight. They have to get 5 outs out of him, 5 innings out of him to have any chance in this series.
And for what it's worth, he does have good career numbers against this Mariners roster, the players on it.
And he's been decent. I mean, I didn't think he'd come back this strong off the injury, but he's been decent. So I'm not betting him in the game. I just think they have to get him through 5.
Do you want to call a shot here? If the Blue Jays win the game, they're going to come back and win the series?
I can't go that far.
Max Scherzer tomorrow. How do you throw Max Scherzer tomorrow?
I didn't even think he'd be on the roster.
Yes.
To be honest with you.
Good point. Great job, Mike.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
High.
All right. Work on it.
It's a little high.
Okay. A couple of college games to bet on tonight. We'll discuss those. And a well-respected handicapper at VSiN thinks the wrong team is favored in one of the matchups. We'll tell you which game next.